CNN just committed a federal crime on live television. They're promoting an app designed to help criminals escape law enforcement. Tom Homan is demanding investigations. Pam Bondi is suing sanctuary cities. Antifa thugs are attacking Trump supporters at ICE facilities in Allegheny County. An illegal alien was just caught luring 5 children while impersonating a cop. The gloves are off, though. The raids have begun from Los Angeles to Chicago. White liberal women are literally running around Home Depots trying to interfere with federal operations. But there's no stopping what's coming. The deportation wave Trump promised is here, and the left is in complete meltdown mode. The evidence will shock you, so keep on watching. And just like ICE agents are working to restore order to our borders, American bees are working to maintain nature's delicate balance. But big pharma and chemical companies are destroying bee populations with toxic pesticides, threatening our entire food supply. That's why Patriot Bee Best exists, to educate patriots about this crisis. These American veterans have created a digital sanctuary for bee education and restoration. For less than 17 cents a day, you can support both this show and save American bees. Learn how honeybees benefit our food chain. Discover bee-friendly initiatives and join the restoration movement. Just as we're fighting to save our borders, we must fight to save our bees. Visit patriotbeebest.com and use code NEXTNEWS for 25% off. Join the Hive today. All right, let's jump into President Trump's remarks. Secretary Noem was pissed. And she did it right on camera with President Trump slamming CNN for pushing the app. It's called ICE. What is it called? ICE Block.
CNN yesterday pushed an app that lets you track where ICE agents are. Tom Homan was saying that perhaps CNN should be prosecuted for that. That's obstruction of law enforcement. Your response?
Yeah, we're working with the Department of Justice to see if we can prosecute them for that, because what they're doing is actively encouraging people to avoid law enforcement activities, operations, and we're going to actually go after them and prosecute them with the partnership of Pam if we can, because what they're doing, we believe, is illegal.
CNN, what they're doing is illegal. Here's President Trump discussing deportations.
Take a long period of time. We're going to have a lot.
Now, this is on Air Force One, a gaggle. You can see Caroline Levitt in the background. I love these moments.
Long period of time. We're going to have a lot of angst because it's a tough thing. But no, I think they're doing an amazing job. And we're doing a lot of home deportations. We're doing a lot of deportations or self-deportations where they come in and they deport and then they want to come back into the country. And they can only come back into the country under no circumstances unless they go out the proper way. Otherwise, they're never coming back in. No, I think it's going very well. Look, Biden did us a tremendous disservice when he allowed this to happen to our country. And I always said it's the toughest thing. I had inflation and I got rid of it. We don't have inflation. I had a bad economy and we set a new stock market high today. And we're doing unbelievable. The country is doing unbelievable. I always said the most difficult thing is what happened at the border, allowing 21 or 25 million people to come into our country. It's the most difficult thing. It's a very hard thing. I think we're doing a fantastic job of getting them out. But you have a lot of self-deporting, a lot more than people understand. Well, it's good.
Keep up the great work, Mr. President. Here we have this. Wow. Now, assaults against ICE agents are 700%. Last time we reported on this was 400%. Let's check out this.
It's an important one, Will. A scary jump in the number of attacks on ICE agents, as they, of course, have been ramping up enforcement efforts under President Trump. DHS telling Fox today that assaults are up nearly 700%. There were 10 assaults from January through June last year. This year, 79 assaults. And to think some Democrats are throwing a fit over agents using face coverings as they arrest criminal illegal immigrants. Some say immigrants, I say aliens. Go figure. Next up, President Trump says...
Wow. Let's check out what's happening in Allegheny County, Pennsylvania on Sunday. Everantio Sotaro Arlana was arrested for 5 counts of luring a child as well as impersonating a police officer. What? Originally, he said he was from Honduras, then became hostile and said he was Mexican. Okay,
for the money to come in. 40-year-old Ever Antonio Cerrito Orellana is currently facing several charges after Wilkinsburg police say he impersonated a police officer and tried to lure a group of kids into a home. A scary situation for 5 children in Wilkinsburg. Investigators say on Sunday the kids were riding bikes near Center Street when a man now identified as Cerrito Orellana approached the group. He allegedly offered them money to come inside a home with him. Now, according to that criminal complaint, when the kids tried to get away, he started chasing them and said he was a police officer, ordering them to stop. The children's mother called police and identified the home and man with the help of the kids. Court documents reveal when officers arrived at the home, Cerrito Orellana said he was from Honduras and started to get aggressive with officers, telling them to leave. Once investigators got him into the patrol car, police say he got hostile, saying he was Mexican and came to the United States 2 days ago. He's now charged with multiple counts of luring children and impersonating a police officer. A judge did deny his bail, saying that he's a flight risk and a risk to public safety. He's currently in the Allegheny County Jail.
And maybe he should go to Alligator Alcatraz. Yeah, I think so. Let's see what we have here. We got a Fox report. Vernon T. Ranch says we're a nation of laws. When people break those laws, there need to be consequences. CNN's promoting an app that will alert people when ICE is in their area. How is this not interfering with government operations? It is. It clearly is. Let's see what Fox is saying.
ICE says assaults on agents are up over 500% this year. But instead of protecting the brave men and women working for ICE, CNN is out with this. An article touting a brand new app that alerts people of ICE sightings in their area.
Yeah, we covered that yesterday. Disgusting. Here's more. Antifa versus Rain D. Amaker at the ICE facility in Portland. Trump supporter assaulted and has Trump hat ripped off his head by Antifa.
You're not protesting, bitch.
To fucking go. That makes you a fucking threat. You need to fucking go.
Leave!
No, I don't.
Leave! You want me to blow vape smoke in your face repeatedly again or skip around you again? I'll do it.
We don't care. You can do that if you want. We don't care. We don't care. Go. We don't care. I'm protesting. We don't care. We don't care.
You're not protesting, bitch. Get the fuck out of here.
Go.
You come in and you put hands on people. You're fucking violent.
Did you finally get your depression socks I was telling you?
And we don't want your violence here.
No, I gotta go.
We're fighting against violence. Nobody cares.
Is a cop your brother? Are you a cop's brother?
Who?
Are you related to a police officer?
No, I'm not. Okay.
Because a lot of times people
get the fuck go home!
Do you own the sidewalk?
Go home! I will tell you what to do because we don't fuck with you.
I don't fuck with you.
Fuck eyes, fuck Trump, fuck Vance.
Fuck eyes. Go home.
Why do you want to be here? Go away.
He's just...
It is actually.
Get the fuck out of here!
No, get
the fuck out!
Guys, where if you took 2 inches off his dick, you'd have a fight.
I'm not a long distance runner.
You're not a long distance runner?
Okay, for sure. Yeah.
You literally tried to fuck.
Go.
I saw that going my way.
Fucking try. Don't even fucking
2 inches off his dick, you'd have a fight.
I'm not a long distance runner.
You're not a long distance runner? Okay, for sure.
Yeah.
You literally tried to fuck.
Go.
I saw that going my way.
Fucking try. Don't even fucking try. I swear to fucking God.
Dude, no.
I swear to fucking God.
I will light your fucking hat on fire while it's on your head. Go.
Really?
Go.
Dude,
Go home.
I don't have to.
Yes, you do.
No, who says who?
I say, no one fucking wants you here. You're not protesting here for the wrong. If you want to be here, go clock in. Go clock in.
So we're
Go
going to
clock
assume
in
that
there.
you're here for violent intent.
No, I'm not here for violence.
Yes, we are. We are going to assume that.
Come on.
No, we did not.
Yes, you fucking did. I have it on video, motherfucker.
Why would they go and hit you?
You hit a woman that is here. I'm not fucking telling you. It doesn't matter to you. After
You're on
it was
video
nights
doing it. That's what fucking
after
matters.
you assaulted 3 fucking protesters, then pushed a woman, and then tried to lunge at me 3
So
fucking
you
times. So
have
fucking
history
go
of
home.
violence. That's
Yes,
recorded
he shows up every fucking night. He shows up every fucking night.
Enough of these people. Send them to Alligator Alcatraz. Here's Tom Homan going scorched earth on CNN for promoting the app to track ICE agents.
House is calling out CNN and that ICE spotting app that shows agents' locations on a map. Watch this, please.
There's been a 500% increase in violence against ICE agents, law enforcement officers across the country who are just simply trying to do their jobs and remove public safety threats from our communities. And that's something we as Americans, including journalists at CNN who live in many of these cities where illegal aliens are hiding, certainly it's unacceptable that a major network would promote such an app that is encouraging violence against law enforcement officers who are trying to keep our country safe.
But Tom Homan, the question is, does that app interfere with deportations? And if so, what do you do about it?
Absolutely it does, and it angers me. Look, I've been doing this since 1984, Stuart. I've been doing this longer than anybody around here. And I just can't believe we're in a place where, you know, a TV network like CNN is talking about this app and educating people on the existence of this app. ICE law enforcement officers, like I said earlier, they're concentrating on public safety threats and national security threats. This is a dangerous job. And this app is going to give the bad guy heads up that we're coming, which means more bad guys are going to escape arrest, which makes this country less safe, which is a public safety issue. And on top of that, it's only a matter of time for a bad guy, which is like someone who threw a Molotov cocktail at officers in L.A., who the assaults against ICE officers up over 500%. It's a matter of time, but someone uses that and ambushes ICE officers. This is something we cannot tolerate, we can't stand for, so we're calling them out, and I'm begging the Department of Justice to look into this and hold people accountable. This puts ICE officers at great risk. We're at a place in time where the Democrats are vilifying ICE as racist and Nazis. And on top of this app, I'm scared to death for the ICE officers who go out there every day, put their lives on the line. Something needs to be done. I'm begging DOJ to look in this, take some action.
Tom Homan, thank you very much for being on the show today. Hope we can
take the app offline right away. What do we have here? Walter Kurt. There's a very simple reason the Democrats are shedding support. It isn't merely their ruinous policies, nor the plastic smile stretched over every talking point. They simply cannot and will not cheer when America wins. What's this?
You want to know why the Democrats are so unpopular? All you have to do is listen to them.
You know, border crossings are at a record low. Do you give the Trump administration some credit for that? And are you, when you look at those figures, do you think things are moving in the right direction, at least in that regard, Senator?
No, I don't give them credit for that because border crossings are low because they're violating the law every day. So we have a law in this country that says if you are fleeing terror...
They're violating the law. Who's violating the law? ICE agents are violating the law? You're coming here illegally. You're violating the law.
No, I don't give them credit for that because border crossings are low because they're violating the law every day. So we have a law in this country that says if you are fleeing terror or torture from another country, you can come here and apply for asylum. The Trump administration has suspended that law. They are not allowing anybody to come here to apply for asylum. We wrote that bipartisan bill last year to reform the asylum process, to make sure that only the right people are coming in and that we judge those cases expeditiously at the border. So it's true, there are very few people crossing on a daily basis, but that's because the Trump administration is violating the law, and it should matter to every American that on so many facets, the Trump administration doesn't care about the law.
No matter what they say, the problem...
His face says it all. I'm feeling the same way, buddy. That's for sure. Let's keep going. We got more here. Okay, more from Tom Homan. Concentrating on public safety threats.
Collaterals that, no, we are concentrating on public safety threats and national security threats, but then again, like I said, when we're out looking for the criminals, many times we find collaterals that, you know, that are arrested because they're in sanctuary jurisdictions. Most of the collaterals are arrested in sanctuary jurisdictions, Stuart, because we're forced into the neighborhood. They don't give us access to a bad guy in the county jail. But I've said from day one, if you're in the country illegally, you're not off the table. I mean, it's not okay to enter this country illegally. It is a crime. It's not okay to knowingly hurt an illegal alien, because no one hires an illegal alien out of the goodness of their heart. They're hired because they work them harder, pay them less, and undercut their competition who has U.S. citizen employees, and it drives down labor rates. So we're focusing on the worst of worst, but If you're in the country illegally, you're not off the table. We're going to enforce the laws without apology. We need to send a message to the whole world. It's not okay to enter this country illegally. It's not okay to ignore a judge's order. Most of the non-criminals we're looking for, we have a final order removal issued by a federal immigration judge. If those orders don't mean anything, we don't execute, then what the hell are we doing? Just shut down immigration court doesn't mean anything anymore. Take the border patrol off the border, because the message we're sending to the whole world is, go ahead and enter the country illegally. It's a crime, but don't worry about it. As long as you don't commit another crime after being here, you're off the table. That's not the message we got to send the whole world, because you'll never fix the system doing it that way.
And that's what they're doing. They're fixing the system every single day. Here is Pam Bondi. She says it ends now, unleashing federal crackdown on sanctuary cities. Los Angeles, New York, Illinois, New Jersey, Colorado, Minnesota, and she's suing them all. Let's listen.
The cause of, in Los Angeles, what LA was doing, and we also sued Karen Bass, the mayor, directly. What they were doing is they were prioritizing illegal aliens over American citizens, and you cannot do that. These sanctuary policies are the root of the cause of violent crime in our country, in LA. We saw it with the riots. We had to send out DEA, FBI, ATF, our U.S. Marshals, jeopardize their safety to help enforce the laws of Los Angeles. We are not going to protect illegal aliens over Americans. No longer. It's stopped. We have sued New York, Illinois, Colorado, New Jersey, and now we've sued Los Angeles, and we will continue to sue you if you do not follow the laws of our country. Obviously, our ICE agents, all of our federal agents who are working hand in hand on these task forces, our federal agents from the Justice Department could be injured. He's giving a message to criminals where our federal officers are, and he cannot do that. And we are looking at it. We are looking at him, and he better watch out, because that's not a protected speech. That is threatening the lives of our law enforcement officers throughout this country. And shame on CNN. I just saw that for the first time when you showed it, that they're promoting that app. That's shame on them for doing that. That could hurt our law enforcement officers who are out there protecting them, protecting all of us every single day. In Los Angeles.
Yeah, CNN, shame on them. What is this? Even with all this happened, the number of illegals coming across the border and increase in crime committed by illegals, this guy thinks this was all a good thing, and he did a good job. Thank you, Brandon Gill, for exposing people like him. Oh, let's listen.
Got it. So you've got a lot of experience. You were chief of staff for ICE, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
What years were you there?
2021 to 2023.
So that was during the Biden administration, is that right?
Yes, sir.
Got it. So presumably you're well-versed in border security and immigration enforcement, is that right?
Yes, sir. I would say that I'm very aware. I also worked at CBP under the Obama administration. Yes, sir.
Got it. So you've got a lot of experience there. Can I ask you a few questions? In an interview with the Daily Blast on February 28th, 2024, you mentioned, quote, "You can't deter and punish your way to lowering encounters at the border," end quote. Do you think you were right or wrong about that?
100%, sir. What we've seen.
100% what? Right or wrong?
100% I was correct.
You were correct about that?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
The idea that you just dismantle an immigration system is not. There was a mandate to the Trump administration.
Illegal alien border encounters are down 95% right now. I think you were wrong about that. You also said, quote, "The idea that you can turn off the border is just not factual." Do you think that was right or wrong?
Sir, the threats that we're still seeing across the border.
Do you think you were right or wrong about that statement?
What's that, sir?
My question is, were you right or wrong about that statement?
When you turn off the
border
immigration system, sir, yes, you will not see encounters. Yes.
Well, southwestern border encounters are at a 15-year low under President Trump. Another thing that you mentioned, quote, "Just shutting off the border to asylum seekers is not going to do that," meaning close the border. What I think is going to do that is make it more erratic and sporadic for the sort of large surges of migrants you would see coming across the border. Do you think that was right or wrong?
100% correct. It was correct, sir. We're going to see that over the next couple of years.
Border apprehensions are down now because President Trump has secured our border. He's stopped the flow of illegal aliens coming across our border and coming to our border. Do you think that we have a better or worse border situation now than we did under Joe Biden?
Sir, I believe the border is secure.
You believe the border is secure. That's right. But you were wrong about a lot of other things, about what would secure the border. Is that right?
No, sir. It's only been 100 days.
You were wrong about what it would take to stop the flow of illegal aliens coming into the United States. You were wrong that secure enforcement that we're seeing under President Trump would stop the flow of illegal aliens. You ought to keep that in mind as you're going to the media and mouthing off about the president.
Can I answer that question?
Let me ask you another question. This is from a New York Times op-ed that you wrote just a month ago.
Yes, sir.
You mentioned, quote, federal law enforcement under President Trump is engaged in dangerous political theater. What about President Trump's law enforcement do you think is dangerous political theater? Do you think that seizing 235,000 pounds of fentanyl at the border is dangerous political theater?
Is a problem.
Do you think seizing fentanyl at our border is dangerous political theater? Do you know who Gilberto Avila Jara is?
So that's exactly where ICE should have their resources focused. That's exactly what
and we did. And he was arrested last month and charged with over 20 sex crimes against minors.
Yes, sir.
These were the kind of people that Joe Biden and under your leadership were coming into our country.
The next 3 months doesn't make us more safe. Taking HSI agents away from drug interdiction and
taking murderers and rapists off our streets makes the American people more safe. It's your testimony that taking murderers and rapists off our streets does not make us more safe.
What I'm saying, sir, is what we have heard from this administration is over the next few months, there's going to be thousands of law enforcement focused on non-criminal migrants.
We'll see. You were wrong about a lot of things. I don't put a whole lot of stock into that, candidly, and I don't think the American people do either. Do you support amnesty?
No, sir.
Do you support amnesty for illegal aliens?
No, sir.
In this New York Times article, you wrote, quote, that means that the best solution for public safety is not mass deportations.
No,
it's giving undocumented I'm speaking right now. This is my time, not yours. I'm speaking. It's giving undocumented immigrants who have been in the United States for a long time the opportunity to come forward, pay a fine, and gain legal status. That sounds a lot like amnesty to me, doesn't it, to you?
It's a process, sir, under the law that could exercise and allow them for migrants to come out of the shadows and then focus.
That's what amnesty is. This is a deliberate semantic obfuscation, and you know it, and I know it, and the American people know it as well. Do you think that illegal aliens should be given welfare once they get amnesty?
Sir, that's not my department.
You've got a lot of opinions on a whole lot of different things. You don't have an opinion on that?
Areas where I've worked for 20 years, sir. Yes, sir.
And finally, let me ask you, do you think that Biden was successful at stopping illegal immigration?
There was failures at the beginning of the Biden administration to deal with the flow of migrants post-COVID, and then there was failures of implementation of policies across all of the immigration system. That's the same problems we're seeing now. The idea that you can enforce your way out of immigration and the challenges that we see across the Western Hemisphere, it's not going to work.
We had an open border under Biden. The border's secure now. I think that's a successful Trump policy and a failure of the Biden administration.
He said you can't enforce your way out of immigration. Really? That's exactly what's happening. If you got value from this report, tab subscribe. My final thought is next. Now, the scam is over. What one patriot posted as liberal activists panic outside Home Depots, desperately trying to save their cheap labor pipeline. When CNN promotes criminal evasion apps, when Antifa attacks ICE facilities, when sanctuary cities prioritize illegals over Americans, that's not compassion. That's treason. Tom Homan laid it out perfectly. If you're here illegally, you're not off the table. Pam Bondi's federal crackdown on sanctuary cities from LA to Minneapolis sends a clear message. Obstruction has consequences. Every American victimized by an illegal alien, every job stolen, every tax dollar wasted on criminal harboring, it all ends now. The Allegheny County predator posing as a cop to lure children, he claimed to be from Honduras and then Mexico. These are the people that Democrats protect. So here's the question. Should CNN face criminal charges for helping illegals evade ICE? Drop a yes or no in the comments below. And if you want to send some illegals down to Alligator Alcatraz, grab a shirt, support the effort at the merch shop, and trigger a liberal today at shop.nextnewsnetwork.com. You can grab yours at the link in the description.